Good afternoon, everybody. Myself Himnata Patel, and I am here to discuss on the topic that is ascent of sap. So, what is ascent of sap? That is, it is the upward movement of water or sap from root to the very top of the plant is known as ascent of sap. So to know this very well, what we will do, we have explained it by taking two main experiment. That is, first one is eosin stain. What we will do in this experiment, take a leafy branch of balsam or tomato plant and place it in a water to which eosin stain has been added. After some time, the veins of the leaves along with the semi-transparent stem would be having streaks of colored water, and when we will cut the transverse section of the stem at different level, what we will observe that only the tracheids and vessels are found to be colored, which shows that water moves up through the xylem vessel. The second experiment was ringing or girdling experiment. What we will do in this, we will cut two identical leafy shoots underwater and keep their lower ends dipping in water. From one shoot, we will remove 2 to 4 centimeter long ring of bark in the middle region of the shoot, and we will remove the pith of steel by means of needle from the middle or the basal region. Remove the xylem in the middle of second shoot and fix the shoots in separate beakers for 1 to 2 days. What we will see that in the first apparatus, that is in the first shoot, leaves will remain turgid even after 24 hours. The reason is that the water continues to rise upward despite of removal of bark and pith. As such, epidermis, cortex, phloem and pith do not take part in the transport of sap of water, and xylem is the only tissue left intact. Therefore, it is the only tissue that takes part in the transport of water, and this is confirmed from the wilting of the second shoot in which xylem has been discontinued. So, to propose that in plants water sometimes has to raise to such height as 100 meters or more than to the top of tall trees like eucalyptus or sequoia. These are the tall trees. So water can't reach to the top of the portion by these eosin stain experiment method or ringing experiment method. So several scientists have proposed the several theories of mechanism of transport of water. Among these are vital force theories, root pressure theories and the physical force theories. So we have seen here the vital force theory, root pressure theory and the physical force theory. So what is vital force theory? According to these theories, metabolic activity of living cell is responsible for the ascent of sap. So following two theories are considered as vital theories. The first one is relay pump theory and the second one is pulsation theory. So what is relay pump theory? According to this theory, a rhythmic movement takes place in xylem of cells of xylem parenchyma and medullary rays, which causes ascent of sap, and this theory was actually criticized by Strasburger and Janes. The second one is pulsation theory. This theory was proposed by Sir J.C. Bose. Sir J.C. Bose full form is Jagdish Chandra Bose. So according to this theory, the living cells of innermost layer of the cortex just outside the endodermis absorb water from the outside and pump it into xylem channels. So by this he demonstrated one experimental that he set up one electric circuit to the stem, and with the help of needle they pierce at the stem of the plant and set a galvanometer and a battery, and when he passes the electric current, he observed that within the cell of stem, he observed that there is a movement, rhythmic movement, but the theory was discarded. The reason is Strasburg says that water continues to rise upward in the plant even when the root has been cut or even the living cells of tissue stem has been killed by poison or heat. Therefore, this theory doesn't explain that the living cells of stems are responsible for the upward movement of water. Then the root pressure theory. This theory was actually proposed by Priestley in 1916, and according to this theory, the root pressure is the hydrostatic pressure that develops in the xylem vessels of the roots due to active absorption of water, and it is a positive pressure that is maintained by the activity of living cells. As you can see that when any plant or plant part has been cut or get injured, then a mucilaginous liquid or sap oozes out from it. That is known as bleeding. And why that bleeding appear at the top of the cut part or the injured part? Because the water is continually absorbing from the roots and is transporting to the upward portion. To demonstrate this experiment, uh, one experiment has been conducted, that is demonstration of root pressure by an experiment. What they did, cut the stem of a well-watered herbaceous potted plant a few inches above the ground, particularly in the morning. The xylem sap is seen to flow out through the cut end with a pressure. Fix a narrow glass tube containing some colored water to the cut end of the stump with the help of rubber tubing. If if you can use the manometer, mercury manometer, it will be more helpful because it will tell you the fixed pressure of the measure the fixed pressure. So place that apparatus in a moist, cool and shady place for a couple of hours. You can see the level of colored water in the glass tube has just risen to a new height that you can mark with B. In case of mercury manometer attached, the level of mercury is found to pushed upward and this pressure can be read on the graduated scale. The reason behind that why that colored water has risen in the glass tube or in the mercury manometer is due to pumping of water by the roots. This phenomenon hence is known as root pressure, and the pressure of 1 to 2 atmosphere has been recorded by this method. Now, what are the objections to root pressure theory? So, root pressure has been observed in herbaceous plant, but it is not sufficient to drive the movement of water to a longer plant which have a distance of around 400 feet in the trunks of tall trees. So, the magnitude of root pressure has been generally found to be under 2 atmosphere, while a pressure of about 20 atmosphere is needed to raise the water to the very top of the tall trees. And root pressure is generally observed at night when transpiration rate is very low. Root pressure has been found to be the lowest during summer when rate of transpiration is very rapid and need for upward conduction of water is very high. Now, the physical force theory. According to these theories, ascent of sap takes place due to physical forces, and for this presence of living cells is not necessary. So following 4 theories are considered as physical force theory. The very first most is the atmospheric pressure theory, then capillary force theory, imbibition pressure theory and the transpiration pull theory. So what is atmospheric pressure theory? According to this theory, ascent of sap takes place due to atmospheric pressure, but generally value of atmospheric pressure remain less, which cannot rise water in tall trees. So atmospheric pressure theory was given by Boehm in 1809. The next one is capillary force theory. According to this theory, in the xylem, numerous thin capillary-like structures are found, which causes the ascent of sap upward against the gravity. But what are the objections against to this theory is, water can rise only to a certain height of limit, more than 1 meter in the vessels of 30 micrometer in diameter, and the diameter is considered as an average and standard among the plant. In the plants where only tracheids are present, capillary cannot operate due to presence of end walls in tracheids, and vessels are not found in gymnosperms, whereas the trees are enormously long. And the capillarity operates easily in those plants which have a narrow vessels, but tall trees have a rarely such vessels. As you can see by an experiment that when you drink any cold drink, you used a straw. So if you take a thin or narrow straw, the level of that drink will automatically rise by itself only up to the certain height, but in the broader one it will not rise up to certain height. The next one is imbibition pressure theory. According to this theory, imbibition of water molecules caused by the cells of inner walls of xylem is responsible for ascent of sap. So this is cohesion, tension and transpiration pull theory. This theory was proposed by Dickson and Joly in 1894, and this is the most accepted theory of water movement through plants. This theory was generally based on the two main points. The first one is transpiration pull, which is exerted on the water column, and the second one is cohesive property of water molecules so as to form an unbroken column of water in the xylem. So what is the mechanism of ascent of sap? So what happened? During daytime, water is lost from mesophyll cells due to transpiration. And due to loss of water from the mesophyll cells, what happened? This DPD. What is the full form of DPD? Diffusion pressure deficit increases. And when this DPD increases in these cells, they start absorbing the water from the adjoining cells, and ultimately they start absorbing water from the xylem, elements of vascular bundles. Since there is a continuous water column in the xylem, a tension of pull is transmitted down from petiole to stem and finally to the roots, leading to the upward movement of water. The second is cohesion of water molecules in xylem. To understand this very well, first you know that what is cohesion and adhesion. Cohesion generally means the attraction between two similar molecules. For example, water, H2O and H2O. What is adhesion force? It literally means the attraction between two different molecules. That is, the water molecules H2O and the xylem vessels is lined with a lignin. So what happened in this? The tracheids and xylem vessels are long tubular structure extending from root to leaf, and these are filled with water. The water molecules are held together from mesophyll to root hairs by the cohesive force. Thus, according to this theory, water ascend in the plant due to transpiration pull and cohesive force of water molecules. What are the evidences in support of this theory is, it is purely a physical process which does not require any metabolic energy, and the tensile strength of xylem is in range between 20 to 300 atmosphere, which is quite enough to prevent any breakage of water column. Evaporation of water from porous spot can produce a tension in a water column. What are the objections to cohesion, tension and transpiration pull theory is, objection against this theory was given that some gases are dissolved in the water molecules which form bubbles under high temperature and tension, and due to presence of these air bubbles or gas bubbles, the pathway of continuity of water get interrupted, which will lead to the stoppage of ascent of sap. And then what happened? The Scolander or its al. means its worker in 1957 proposed that the continuity of water column is maintained because of presence of pits in the lateral walls of xylem, and thus the presence of gas bubbles does not interrupt the pathway of continuity of water column. To very well get explained by this, he demonstrated two main experiment, that is the evaporation pull and the transpiration pull. So what he did in the evaporation pull, he filled a unglazed porous pot and a long capillary tube fitted by means of cork with air-free water. What is air-free water? It is a boiled or cooled water. And make the joints airtight by Vaseline, and the free end of tube is covered by finger and then dipped in a beaker containing mercury. The apparatus is fixed in a vertical position by a stand. It is kept at a dry place either in sun or under a fan. After some time, what we will see, the level of mercury in that capillary tube rise upward and reducing the water level downward. So what we have noticed, that reduction in the amount of water and increase in the amount of mercury. Why water is reduces? Due to of the process of evaporation. But the mercury level increases upward, indicating that the continuity of water is going on due to tension which is created up. As water is getting lost from the upward portion, it created a tension downward, due to of which the mercury level rises upward. Same he explained in the second one, that is the transpiration pull. First of all, what is transpiration? It is the loss of water from aerial parts of the plant. You have to do the same thing what we have done in the evaporation experiment, but only difference is, in the evaporation we have set up a porous pot, and in this we will put a leafy branch, and we will keep this apparatus in the same time, in the same thing like that of the evaporation pool. And what we will notice that in this also the level of mercury rises upward because the water generally decreases downward. Because of the process transpiration, it creates a pull or tension downward which rises the mercury level upward and thus maintaining the continuity of water column. So my explanation on ascent of SAP is ended. So thank you.